You are welcome once again to Fab Cabin. It's a while now, and I'm happy to be back. And today we have a lot to discuss. I'll be focusing today on the new government of the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the Jagaban of Nigeria, and the Ashwaju, as we normally call him in Lagos. I have a lot to say, but the title of my topic that I'm going to share with you all today is President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, don't fall into their traps. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, don't fall into their traps. I want to salute your courage. I know that you are a man that is full of courage. You are a dogged man. You are a fighter. But honestly, at this point where we are in this country, I will tell you, please don't fall into their traps. You have been courageous enough to remove the oil subsidy, and you have been applauded both at home and abroad. No doubt it is the best step to take, and it shows that you are uniquely different from our previous government who lacks the courage and the fortitude to remove the oil subsidy. But here you are, on day one, you removed it. Very right, very correct. But I also want to salute your courage on the way you also liberalize the foreign exchange. You stopped all those people that are doing round tripping, milking off our country of our resources. Fantastic idea, very correct decision. Having said that, can I tell you once again, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the Commander-in-Chief of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, please don't fall into their traps. I want to tell you that you are fighting too many battles at the same time. And as a warrior that I know you, you should know, you don't fight too many battles all at the same time. But that's what it seems you are doing. Don't fall into their traps. You have started a war already in Nigeria, so to say, by removing the oil subsidy, by liberalizing the foreign exchange market. That is a war on one part, because some people were benefiting and milking the resources of Nigeria, and they become so powerful that they will not close their mouth and fold their arms. They will fight back. And I know you are ready to fight with them, no doubt. But can I also say this? Don't fall into their traps. You left the shores of Nigeria. You went to ECOWAS. Congratulations, Ashwaju, the president of Nigeria. You are now the ECOWAS president. But when you got there, you started another war. You said, yes, coup will not be encouraged in West Africa. Fantastic, idealistic, correct. But here we are, in some states, in some countries in West Africa, some military guys are in charge. Don't fall into their traps. You left West Africa as the president of West Africa. You went to African Union. And of course, Nigeria being the big brother in Africa, the giant of Africa, your voice was loud and clear again in the African Union, where you made it very clearly that we should not encourage outsiders outside Africa to come into Africa and scavenge our resources. You are correct. Scramble for the resources of Africa. Correct. But that's another war. Because we all know the Western world, the developed countries, they don't want us to develop as Africa and as Nigeria. again, don't fall into their traps. Let's come back home now. My commander-in-chief, the speed at which you remove those subsidies, everybody thought in a faster speed, your palliative will be rolled out. And a lot of people are disappointed that the palliatives were not rolled out as fast and impactful as the oil subsidy effect was on the Nigerian people. We expected you that there are some low-hanging fruits that they are already on your table that you can quickly implement, and that will reduce the tension in the economy. Can I tell you, my president, Nigerians are suffering. You cannot imagine, I repeat, you cannot imagine the suffering of Nigeria at this time, just 2 months of your presidency. The effect of your 2 major economic decisions, how it affected the whole of the economy. And to Nigerians, your palliative is coming rather too slow. My president, don't fall into their traps. I am sure you will never want to see or experience the issue of EndSARS. I'm sure. So that's why I'm pleading with you today, don't fall into their traps. Roll out the palliatives quickly. Let your palliative reach out to the people as fast as possible. The low-hanging fruits that are there. My president, you were involved in appealing to ASU not to go on strike or to call off their strike. Your chief of staff, Gbajabiamila, was involved in mediating for ASU to call off their strike. In the process, there were some agreements on the table. What stops you to quickly implement those agreements, especially those areas that touches the pocket of the lecturers, the polytechnics, in the higher institutions? You were also, and your chief of staff, and when many Nigerians were involved, when the doctors went on strike, those agreements that had been reached, why don't you start the implementation? They should pay those people as immediately. Can I also advise? I am sure you have a plan for minimum wage. Don't let it linger. Quickly tell us where your mind is. You are the commander-in-chief, you are our leader, and we all love you. Quickly tell us. If it is 150,000, let us know. If it is 50,000, let us know. And we learn that it's 200,000. The better for Nigeria. But let us know and let it go out as fast. And the courage, you said you are possessed with courage, but you are not possessed in courage in the area of implementation. Be possessed and take action immediately. Peradventure, you have program for the armed forces. You want to increase their pay. You want to do some welfare packages. Do that immediately and let those funds be released. So I have mentioned to you, ASU, you were involved, sir. Your chief of staff was involved, sir. So many, even Adams Oshomole was involved. People that surround you were involved. Quickly let them roll it out. And if you have anything for the armed forces, let it go out as fast as you can, sir. Please, sir, once again, my president and commander-in-chief of the armed forces, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, don't fall into their traps. We heard now that the money being allocated under FAC has tripled. It means that the federal government, as a result of the revenue that has come in from the subsidy removal and the liberalization of the exchange rate, has given the government more money. And we now know that the money that is coming to FAC for distribution is 3 times what they earned in May. Sir, you can persuade governors and from the governors to the local government. Let them start their own palliative immediately. The governors should have their palliatives. There is nothing stopping each local government in their own domain with the new revenue that has come to them to identify 1,000, the poor of the poor in the country, and give them 10,000 naira. That's about just 10 million naira from what is coming into their coffers. They should go out. Let the local government do that from their own revenue. It will add up to what you have in mind. The states too can do something. The state, I am very sure, with the revenue coming in, no state can tell us that they cannot buy buses, minimum of 10 buses. 10 buses from each state to reduce the tension in the area of transportation in our country. Sir, my President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, don't fall into their traps. Be fast in your action in the area of implementation of your palliatives. The other thing you should look at in the medium term, if you can quickly put some cash into the hands of some people to reduce the tension, is electricity must work in Nigeria. I have no doubt that you have fantastic plan in respect of electricity, but sir, let it be fast. What about our refineries? Sir, must we only wait for Dangote refinery before we know that our crude oil will be refined in Nigeria? If there is a way we can support all those that had license in modular refinery, let us know what is their current position in the area of refining our products. Let us identify and let us support them quickly so that we can have all our resources refined here, and then we can also meet up to the local needs of our petroleum resources. It is after you have met this and many more, you can be talking about long-term infrastructural development, roads, rails, and all those ones. Sir, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, sir, don't fall into their traps. You told us that you are consumed with courage to remove the subsidy. Sir, be consumed with greater courage to implement within the shortest time your palliatives and let it reach out to the people. There is a lot of tension in the country, a lot of suffering in the country, but I'm happy because the majority of people, they still love you. But sir, don't fall into their traps. Thank you, sir.